Ladies and gentlemen, for the 50th time, welcome to the Johngy or Else podcast, without which life would be incomplete and have little or no meaning. With me, as always, for the 50th time, God help me, from Skokie, Illinois, from johnjysbeat.com, the man on the beat, Mr. Jonathan McCormick Robleski.
Now, is that McCormick? Is that a prelude to, hinting as to what the episode is going to be about? McCormick spices and stuff.
Wasn't there a TV show something in McCormick?
Hardcastle and McCormick,
Hardcastle and
starring
McCormick.
Daniel Hugh Kelly and Brian Keith.
That's right. I remember that.
Love that show.
I was a little kid. I mean, like I was like 5 maybe or something when that was, or I don't even know if it was on then, but or it was in reruns. But
Aren't you impressed that you're the two lead actors?
I am, but I am not surprised either. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, you do know your stuff when it comes to that. So, and I have few people that I can talk that kind of shop with, so I dig it. But yeah, so this is episode number 50. Here we are.
We should have shot this in Hawaii.
Well, I'll tell you what, when we get a few sponsors and we can swing it, the committee's not just giving out trips right now.
Well,
so
but I mean, when though? I mean, the 50 at Hawaii, 50, that would have made sense.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity for sure. But what are you going to do? I guess we could put like Hawaiian Zoom backgrounds on or something like that. But
I don't care about how it looks. I just want to be in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's been a brutal few days. You probably had it worse than I know you had it worse. I was in Portland for the holiday visiting my brother, but back here in Chicago it was sub-zero temperatures, and even in Portland, my brother said in the 6 years he's lived there, he's never seen it like that. I mean, it was never that cold ever, but
it was chilly.
Yeah. But
not to be confused with your chili.
This guy always knows how to just bring the show to a screeching halt. And I guess it wouldn't be the 50th episode if he didn't do that at least once.
I add a little humor. That's what I bring.
Yeah, a little is right. Well, so we so for our 50th episode, we actually recorded it in person, which is, I believe, only the second time in the history of this show that we actually have been in the same room at the same time for the podcast, at least. And so I had John come by, and I fixed him the Tommy L's taco salad. There's an instructional video that will be available as well on the Johngy or Else YouTube channel, so you can see how it was made. And John and I sat down and we had some taco salads and some conversation, and we reflected on the last 50 episodes and thought this would be a good way to close out 2022. It's our last show of the year, and I guess that's it. I guess we just start
right into the taco salad. So
right in. So here's John and I eating taco salads and podcasting for you for the 50th time.
Enjoy the podcast, not the taco salad, because you can't eat that. We yeah.
Well, they could go and watch the video and learn how to make it themselves, and then they could do that and then sit down and watch the show, so they could have the taco salad.
That would be good. Make it real interactive. I like that.
Okay, so here's what you got to do, folks. Stop whatever you're doing and go to the YouTube channel and watch the video. Go to the grocery store, pick up all the ingredients, come back home, make a taco salad as per my instructions. You can use ground beef instead of the turkey that I used, because unless you have a lot of dietary restrictions like John does. um, and then you can have the interactive experience and eat a taco salad with Tommy and Johngy.
And if you want to take it one step further, you can invite us over.
I think that's asking a bit much.
It's just a suggestion, just
I,
offering.
I say if you want to take it a step further, you go to Pro Wrestling Tees and get yourself a Johngy Orel's podcast T-shirt or hoodie, and wear it while you're eating the salad
But don't
and
trip on it.
and listening. Yeah. So those are your those are your instructions for this episode, and we hope you enjoy. So here's what my critique of it is. Even though I'm the one who made it, sometimes it doesn't always come out exactly the way you would like it. I think I could have left the shells in just a little bit longer. Uh, Not as crispy as I would like, but still strong. You know, uh, I at the end I can basically take it and wrap up the rest of it and eat it almost like a burrito. But um, the what do you had something to say there, buddy?
No, I was gonna say I agree, except the good part is the as you stated earlier, it did not get what do you call it, like too watery,
Yeah, the bottom does not get sogged out in this.
soggy. That's what I want.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I guess that's really. I mean, that the shell really was my issue. It was the shape. Was not getting a good shape in the bowl today for some reason, but that's kind of happenstance, you know. But otherwise, you know, what do you think about the warm salsa?
I like it because I'm one of these where I like the taste of tomatoes. I don't particularly like the texture
Yeah.
of slices like that. So the salsa for me worked better.
Yeah, I had tried regular tomatoes, and there was just something about. I mean, I'm not good at, you know, I'm still having to perfect my cooking style and techniques and stuff. So like dicing a tomato and stuff like that is still a little much. And if you buy canned diced tomatoes,
Not the same.
those suck. So then that's when I had the idea for the salsa, and I thought, well, you could do that. But then I thought, well, even at room temperature, the salsa seemed a little cold. So I was like, I've got this 1 quart crock pot, just throw it in there, you know, and like within 10, 15 minutes, it's like steaming and it's warm.
And with the salsa, I think you get a little extra spice.
Right. There's a little extra spice. I just got regular mild salsa, chunky. It's chunky mild salsa, so that there's actual pieces of tomato and other things and stuff. So, but yeah, so there it is. The Tommy L's taco salad.
The cheese was perfect.
Yeah.
I like that. You excellent call.
Yeah.
The
thick cut cheese. Absolutely. You want to give it some girth.
because then it does not get lost in the amalgamation. Sour cream, very good touch on top.
The amalgamation.
Now, in the past, I've been critical of some places who do not mix the stuff. You know, it's like compartmentalized.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because yours kind of was. It was layered.
It's layered, yeah.
But it still worked together.
Yeah. Well, I see, like I go deep with the fork. So I mean, like I scoop all the way down to the bottom. So I'm coming back up with lettuce, salsa, beef, cheese, and sour cream all in one bite.
That's another good point. You had an excellent salad ratio in there because you don't want too much.
No, but and when you look at how much I'm throwing in initially, it seems like you're filling the whole bowl with it.
It does look like a lot.
It looks like a lot, but once you start putting all the other stuff down on it, it just pushes it down, and so then you've got a nice ratio of it. So it's like you don't. I learned, like, go ahead and just fill it up to the top, you know, and then because if you put in less, it's going to be less than you think. So
I can't, as much as, well, I don't really want to. I was going to say, as much as I would like to criticize, I don't really want to criticize over this. I can't find anything to criticize.
Well, I appreciate it.
There's really no weak spot.
Is there anything you would add to it?
No. The turkey is nice, very well done. So it's still moist, but obviously cooked. Salsa is good. The extra spice you put in. I know you put a little cayenne in there.
Yeah.
Just enough. I'm not too crazy about heavy spice.
No, I'm not a big spice guy, for spicy, being it spicy, but like I find with cayenne, it gives it just enough.
Like a warm spice.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like you can almost feel it in your skin. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a nice warm feeling and stuff. And
It's a Saturday afternoon comfort food spice.
yeah, and that's one of the main things I throw into my chili as well, because it does just that. So well, we're here. John's on his way into the kitchen, getting seconds, I'm assuming. What?
I left the show.
He left the show.
I'm back.
I'm
not gonna knock over my water either.
And now he can put the microphone in front of him. And
I can.
And we can hear what he's saying.
Not that people want to hear me, but here. How's that?
That's better.
All right.
All right. Well, we did this taco salad. We saved this taco salad today because today is our 50th episode.
50th episode.
50 episodes.
We said it wouldn't last.
Well, we weren't sure. I remember the first one. It was kind of like, well, we'll see if there's a second. So here we are, 50 episodes later.
And we're not sure there'll be a 51st.
I want to say we've only done this in person twice now, including today.
What was the other one?
That was
The walk? Our nature walk?
No. There was one where it was just you on the couch here. It's the one. It's live from the living room, whichever one.
Oh,
it is.
that's right. Yeah.
And it's actually one of our more highly rated episodes. So hopefully this will follow suit. But 50 episodes. Any standout moments? Anything?
Well,
I mean, we've had a lot of great guests.
I'd say, yeah, we really, I like the fact that we had a lot of great guests over a lot of different fields. We didn't just rely on getting a bunch of wrestlers. We got a bunch of wrestlers, but we have a singer, we have trainers, we've had an Olympian, we've had
a writer, comedian,
yeah, hairstylists, friends of ours,
yeah.
But more so than just friends of ours with a good story. It wasn't just us bringing our friends on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a pick. Like you can't pick a favorite, but I don't know. I think it's been a great experience, and as much as I probably wouldn't want to admit it, I actually learned a little bit about you, and some of it was actually okay.
Yeah.
Well, what about you?
Well, the thing I've liked a lot about doing this is just the us getting to interact with people and learn about people that we wouldn't otherwise know. Getting to talk to Chris Bournet, about his documentary on Black women wrestlers from the 50s. That's a very unique experience to have, and getting to talk to someone who was at the Olympics, and all of the, and everybody has been awesome, and it's fun for me that once a week we take an hour, and it's kind of some forced social time, and meeting somebody most of the time that I'm meeting for the first time or something like that, unless I'm bringing them on the show or vice versa. But
well, I was going to say that it's like two categories. The one category are people like Chris Bournet and Frankie Pineapple, who neither one of us knew, so that's kind of a cool experience because we're both coming at it fresh,
right?
Then there's the other experiences where there's somebody like a Missa Kate who I've seen, but obviously I didn't know as well as you do.
Yeah.
Or the Olympian who I knew and you didn't.
Right.
Stacey McManus. So like that's a different dynamic then, because one of us has more knowledge of it, but it's cool to see the other person be brought into it.
Yeah, it helps, I think, when one person, there's plenty of guests we've had come on, and I'm just like, I don't have any questions going into it because I'm just waiting to hear what they have to say. And then them, so you kind of get things kicked off, and then my natural curiosity will give me the
but that's the cool part, though.
Yeah. So I found I actually played Santa Claus again last Saturday, and this time it was for a family, and there were 5 grandkids, and they all sat like in a half circle on the floor in front of Santa Claus, and I kind of went one by one, you know.
Now, did you work on your ho ho ho? Because last time you sounded like a Santa with breathing difficulties.
It's not gotten any better. It might even be worse, to be
Why
honest.
is it so hard?
I don't know.
It's
My Santa Claus is, it still sounds like Mr. Ed. It's just like, well, Merry Christmas. Oh, Wilbur. You know, it's just like,
and then you're ho 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 ho. Yeah, it sounds like you're it sounds like you're having breathing problems. Just it's robust. Ho ho ho.
Well, so anyway, I'm talking to the kids and stuff, and I'm asking them, I'm like, you know, what do you want for Christmas? And one kid's like, I want Legos. And I'm like, oh, so you like to build things? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you know, if you could build anything you wanted, what would you build? And he said, I'd build a really cool police station. You know?
Interesting.
And then I talked to this other girl, and I asked what she wanted, and she wanted a mannequin head to practice doing hair and makeup on.
What did she else know?
And I said, oh, you like doing that? And I said, well, you know, that's a good job to have. You know, it makes people feel good when you do their hair and makeup, you know? And so it was just, but I found that like I was better at interacting with the kids because I'm so used to doing these interviews and stuff now. You know what I mean? It's like I hear something and I'm like, okay, let's talk about that some more. You know, tell me more about that. Why, you know, why, how did that start? You know, whatever. So doing this has gotten me better. I think we've both, you know, not to pat ourselves on the back, and we, you know, have a ways to go, but I think if you listen to like earlier shows and you know, you can tell we're more comfortable in it.
We were finding our way.
Yeah.
Like anybody though.
But I mean, you have a lot more experience with interviews than I do, but
I do have 1400 on johngy.com YouTube channel.
And you know, but I feel like I've certainly gotten more comfortable with it. So and it does help to have someone that plays off of you very well. So
yeah, I think it's been a fun experience.
So what's with the box?
Well, speaking of Santa,
okay,
I hope I haven't oversold this. Everything in this box isn't yours, but you'll understand when you see it. You'll understand. The box has nothing to do with it. It's just a box.
It's not everything in this is yours. Is what is.
Here. You'll understand when you see it.
This is frightening. Okay, I'm opening the box. There's an envelope inside. Why didn't you just bring the envelope?
Because I didn't want it to get crushed.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, I'm opening up an envelope. And it is an 8x10 of me, Johngy, Al Snow, and Lisa Prati, and they're autographed. How did you get them to autograph?
I worked it to get autographs for them. So the reason why they're all not yours.
Well, I don't need 3 of them.
You need to sign one for Lisa.
Oh.
And you need to sign one for me.
Okay. Al didn't want one.
Elle got one. In all honesty, I gave Elle just him and the one that Lisa signed.
Yeah.
But I did not sign Elle's.
And Al didn't throw it back in your face and say, bring it back once you got Tommy and Johngy on there too?
He did not. He laughed when I gave it to him.
Unbelievable.
And, but Lisa, all honesty, and I could show you the message, she said, she immediately said, yeah, I'll sign it. She goes, but you got to give me one too. And I said, I think I could arrange that.
Done.
So we both have to sign one for Lisa.
Okay.
And you have to sign one for
All
me.
right. Very cool. Well, good job. I know you're waiting for praise. That's very
for an apology.
That's
you said
an
you would
apology.
You said you would apologize if it was cool. Because you doubted me.
When did I say this?
In one of the previous podcasts, I said I want an apology. If you think this is really cool, then I want an apology because you doubted me.
Okay, fine. I apologize for doubting you.
Okay.
It is very cool, and we will, after the show, we'll sign this.
Well, I knew, because we had talked about it, and you said you wanted to. It's one of the.
No, you saved me a trip. Yeah, no,
you would actually frame.
But yeah, to have the autographs now, that is pretty awesome. Very good. Did you have to send it out to her?
I
And
did. I
okay,
sent it out to her. She signed them, and then when I
that's
saw Al in
awesome.
Waukesha, I walked up to the table and I go, I got 3 things for you to sign. And then when he saw him, he started laughing,
Yeah.
and so that was fine. Then his wife and I said, yeah, I gave Al a little gift, so you'll see that later.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I appreciate you doing it. I appreciate both of them signing it too. That's very cool.
Well, there you have it. Merry Christmas and happy 50th episode.
All right. Well, I didn't get you anything.
You got me the
Well,
chili.
I got you. No, I got you taco salad, not chili.
Or taco salad, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
taco salad.
So there you go.
Yeah. Although the ingredients, aside from the shell, could be very chili-like with a little twist.
Yeah, you could add beans and kidney beans and tomato soup, and you could add chili powder, and yeah, I guess then it would start tasting
And then
like
you break
chili.
the shell up into
You don't
into
need-
things, and it's this close.
Aside
to
from the
chili.
beef, there's nothing else. Aside from the beef and the cayenne pepper, there's nothing.
Cheese.
All right, the cheese is the same, sure.
The salsa is not the same, but
No.
there's still a
It's a stretch. You're stretching. You're stretching. Speaking of stretching, my back. Let's talk about my back.
You got a weak back?
No, I have a back that has been
Oh.
in agony.
You would have let me do it.
What?
You got a weak back? Yes.
Yes,
When did you get it?
a week ago.
No, a weak back.
A week back. Well, you just really going off the rails here.
If your back didn't hurt, that joke did. So
Jeez, maybe you should go home and get on Zoom, and we should just do this the regular way, because this is not working here.
happy 50th, folks.
Jesus, yeah, going out like this. on the
Well, let's hear
50th.
about your back pain. Other than me, I'm a little bit lower of a pain.
So it was right around Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving, and my back just seized up on me really bad, and then like my ribs were hurting because the back was so tight it was pulling on my ribs, and I was just in agony. Like I couldn't do anything, and this went on for about 4 or 5 days, and then I finally went and I saw a chiropractor twice, and it helped a little bit, but my muscles just would not release. I felt like I needed a serious muscle relaxer, and so I eventually did get a massage. On my sister's side of the family, there's a massage therapist. Her name is Valerie, and Valerie Leone. She's off St. Charles in 83. If you're looking for a great massage therapist, she spent about like 20-25 minutes just working my hips first and getting them to loosen up, and then all of a sudden it was like my back just like let go,
Wow, nice.
and it was like I felt like I could breathe again for the first time. So now the pain is still there, but it took her loosening that up, and now I've been going to the chiropractor twice a week since. So a couple of culprits were identified as what's causing this, one of which is the fact that my bed and box spring are 23 years old, and that bed is, well, seen a lot of action in 23 years, and
Translation, nothing.
the box spring is all broken. I mean, there was like no support in the middle of that bed at all. The boards, like when I took it off the bed, I mean, it literally, the boards were all broken. So it was just, so then I just put my mattress on the floor, and that helped for a little bit, but the mattress had just, over that much time, shaped enough to where it was still an issue and had no support in the middle. So getting a new mattress was a priority, and so I just got it, and I just had my first night on it last night, and it felt better than the other bed for sure. But beyond that, there's a bigger source. The chiropractor was asking, he's feeling around, and he worked on me a couple times, and then he asked me, he goes, did you ever take a hard fall on your tailbone before?
Oh,
I said, in fact, I did. I said, I can show it to you right now on YouTube. So
now clearly he's asked that question to others before, but you were probably the first person to answer him in that way.
yeah, so I busted out my phone and I brought up the match. It was Just Incredible and Brady Pierce were fighting the Ego, Robert Anthony, and Josephus, and I was managing. And I was standing on the outside of the ring on the ropes, trying to cause a distraction with the ref. And Ego hits the ropes, runs at me full speed, and hits me with a drop kick. Now, this is not in any way his fault because I chose to go off the ring the way I did. I could have fallen off any way I wanted to, but I took a flying leap backwards. And I don't know that it would have been better if I landed flat on my back, but I didn't. And I ended up landing right on my tailbone. And he said that when that happened, and he slowed it down and he watched it, he's like, I can tell you exactly what happened here. So even though my tailbone was what was killing me for like the next week and I could barely move,
I remember.
There's a spot in your spine. I don't remember if he said it was L6 or something. It's like right in the middle, basically. And when you land that way, it kind of like it can crack it, really. That's not what happened to me. Otherwise, I would have definitely felt it in the moment. He's like, you know, he said, but what happens is like with the discs, you get just like a little crack in there, and then over time, it starts degenerating, you know. And now, mind you, I took that fall in like 2013. Well,
9 years.
So I wrestled a lot more after that. Still slamming, even doing just flat back bumps. You know, I'm still just hitting that spot over and over and over and over again. And then also it's affected by any sort of direct load from above. So if I'm doing, say, like a shoulder press or something like that, then that weight's all pushing down on that spine. So this thing's getting degenerated, and so that's part of what's causing the back pain. I've also told you about the numbness I get in my left leg sometimes. And he said that nerve is part of where that is on your back, and that's why you're getting that. And I get it when I'm standing for a long period of time, and that's because my spine is sitting there coming down, So I have to keep getting decompressed, right now. And but this certainly has now called into question my ability to get out and go and work in the ring again. So I don't have a definitive answer on that. I mean, other than if I did anything else at this point, it would be like it'd just be like a short, something.
Well, what if the fans yell one more match? One more match.
Well, I can do one more, but I mean, like, like next year at Southside Occupational, like, I mean, like, I'll work that match. I mean, that's something I can go through that and not have to take
Yeah, I would say, with no disrespect to anybody down there, that's not a real full match.
Right. I can go there and work around and not have to, do anything. Now, I also can't do my Samoan drop though either, because I can't go picking up some 230-pound dude and throw him up on top of my back. I mean, granted, it's only for a second,
You'll have to change your ring style.
I gotta work around stuff now too. Yeah, and then same thing in the gym, like doing shoulder presses and stuff. I'm gonna have to start working around that and everything. So, but it was amazing to me though that he, just off that one question, he like I would never have even thought about any of that. I would never have typed.
Well, that's why he's a doctor.
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, I've been to plenty of doctors where it takes them 20 times to figure out what's going on, and for him to ask such a specific question, it's like I had gone to a psychic or something like that. Like, did you ever have an uncle named Bill or something? I'm like, actually, I did.
But I was going to ask you that with the masseuse. You said when she worked your hips, did she does she always start with the hips, or did she think that might be the thing to
I was telling her about the bed situation, and because of the way the bed sagged, my hips, I was having pain in my hips as well. And so she said, if your hips get locked up, that can also contribute to locking up your back. And so that's why she started there. I mean, she's literally just taking my legs and just kind of moving them back and forth, up and down, and just making the hips have to really work and everything. And like I said, it was just like somebody had just pushed a button and it just was like just washed over me. It just, and suddenly my back just loosened up. So
So right now, we're like on a 1 to 10. What is your level of pain or discomfort?
I'd say I'm at a 7 right now.
Ooh,
6 or 7.
that's pretty high.
Yeah, it's not. It's.
And that's a
But I was
consistent,
at like an. I'll say 6. I'll say 6.
but consistent, like,
Yeah, like all day.
okay.
I don't know why I'm censoring myself. It was all fucking day.
Beep.
Yeah, I mean, and it gets on more as the day goes on because I'm upright and everything. But when I sleep, it's actually not that bad. Now, the first few nights, I did wake up and have to ice it in the middle of the night and ice my ribs. I was going between my back and then my ribs and then my back and my ribs. You know, it's funny. I was talking to my friend Ian the other night, and just like I'm having this conversation with him, and he was like, "Listen to us, man. You know, like we're talking about, our body. Like, oh, I got the bathroom redone. Oh, my back. And then, we're both.
I clipped some coupons this morning.
That was another one. I was like, dude, I saw a deal. This was the worst. I was like, Jules having a deal on plain LaCroix, three cases for $9, and we're like, this is bad. If our teenage selves could see us right now, they and see that, like, we're not even drinking diet soda. We are literally buying cans of carbonated water, flavorless carbonated
Yep.
water, and we are excited that there's a sale going on. I mean, it's like, where did it all go wrong?
Yeah, well,
man?
I got what, 15 years on you, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, so the back is the thing now, and I'm just, I'll keep you updated and everything, but it's I gotta say the biggest thing with this is the wrestling thing for me. I don't like knowing that I just shouldn't do what I want to do.
well, okay, but look, first of all, you're not gonna you wouldn't have gone back to a full-time wrestling career.
No.
But in a limited capacity, couldn't you change your ring style and still be okay?
Yeah, I could. And this is stuff that I still need to work out. And honestly, this is something where I would talk to our good friend Bryce Benjamin about, because he knows all about having to work around injuries, having to change styles and things like that. Like he I know ended up completely upending his entire wrestling style at one point and turning it around just because of the frequency of how much he was wrestling, being a trainer and everything.
Look at Steve Austin.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, like, my hope at best was like maybe 6 months, like maybe 8 shows, something like that. And then I've talked to you in private about the trajectory and the storyline I kind of had in mind. I would like to hope that I haven't had my last match. So
I don't think you have.
I think I can, like I said, yeah. I mean, given the right place and the right people, I can. There's a lot of stuff you can still do, but my days of bumping are limited. So not that I won't, but I mean,
Well, you can live. You could still work around it, especially you talk to Bryce. You could work around that and still have the remainder of your career as you like to see it.
yeah. So that's the update on the back.
Well, I had a weird injury story too.
Okay.
I was at DePaul women's basketball, sitting there, and I've got my my iPad out, I got my phone out, I'm looking at the stats, whatever, and I got this weird, like, massively sharp pain, kind of like in my wrist, like where your wrist meets your thumb.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like carpal tunnel where it's just kind of an ache. It was like if it didn't go away, like it was like hospital time.
Yeah.
And then it went away. Like it lasted maybe about 5 minutes. Then it went away. And then about 10 minutes later into the game, it came back. And again, and then I started like rubbing it out and it finally went away again. And I haven't had anything since. But like what causes that? And I didn't fall, I didn't bump it, I didn't do anything weird. It's just all of a sudden it was like somebody was crushing my hand.
It's your right hand?
Yeah.
Are you right-handed?
I am.
Well, maybe you're using it a little too much.
No, but see, it wasn't like a carpal tunnel thing where it was cramping. This is like
Yeah. No, I don't know. That's
it was
weird.
very weird.
That's weird.
And like, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna have to go to like to the media care and go, yeah, I got this weird pain and I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna like how to even explain it. That was my story.
Yeah.
It pales in comparison to the backstory, but that's the story.
Oh man, what else has this guy been doing? You were on the beat at a wrestling show the other night.
Saw a few wrestling shows, yeah.
Yeah.
Saw what was the last one? The last one was Women's Wrestling Army, run by Maria Kanellis Bennett. No, well that was a while ago. The last one I was at was Second Wrestling, run by Rabbi Jeremy Fine. Yeah, great shows though. Our guest Mr. Kate was on.
So here's a beef I've got with you.
All right, what beef you got with me?
Speaking of the photographs that you brought here, that night we're talking to Al's wife
Mm-hmm.
and talking about Blizzard Brawl,
Mm-hmm.
talking about how I need to be there. Oh, you got to come, you got to be there, and I'm like, I'm like, this guy lets me know I'll be there. Next thing I know, I wake up one day, there we go.
I posted on okay. First of all,
You posted
wait.
photos after it was all over.
No, wait, no.
Nobody ever reached out and said, "Hey."
Okay. My defense, two things.
Okay.
First of all, I did post it ahead of time. I posted that I was going there. I made a little graphic with me in it in place of the wrestler.
This is not an invitation, though.
Well, I have to invite you to someplace?
Yes.
Wait. Second of all, I was up in Wisconsin all day. You would have had to come up. I was in Wisconsin at like 8 in the morning. So what was I going to say? Hey, Tommy, come with me. I was doing some other work too.
No, you say, Tommy, look, it's a long day, but if you would like to come, Blizzard Brawl is that night, and we'll go.
Well,
see, that at least gives me the opportunity to either say yes or no. To just make an assumption and then just go off on your own after we had discussed it.
No, the difference is when I'm working an event, I don't think about inviting people. I go to work the event.
Well, and I don't expect you to invite me to every single thing you ever go to, but this was something that we specifically had discussed.
But I posted on my Facebook that I was going. You did not follow me on Facebook?
I'm not looking at your Facebook. What do you think?
Well, you should.
But it's still that one warranted an invitation.
Did you know when Blizzard Brawl was?
No, I didn't. You didn't tell me when.
So there's this thing called the internet, and you look at it and go, when is Blizzard Brawl? Then you see it's December 3rd. Then you go, hey, John, are you going to this?
No. First of all, I assumed that because you said, when Blizzard Brawl comes, we'll go. Okay, so I assumed.
But I didn't hear anything from you, and I assumed you didn't want to go.
What did you need to hear? The ball was in your court still. All you had to do. No, here's what happened. No, here's what happens here. Okay, you were like, I said, just let me know when it comes and I'll go. Okay, fine. Well, I that's not in the ball's not in my court anymore. The ball's in your court to then say, hey, look, Blizzard Brawl is coming up in a week and a half or a week from now or whatever. But here's the thing: I'm going to have to be there all day. I don't know if you want to spend the whole day and do all that, but
you missed the point. I didn't have to be there all day. I had to be in Wisconsin all day. I was doing other work.
Well, that's whatever. Yeah. So either way, you still need to come and and not just be like, well, I'll put it on the internet.
But when I'm working, I don't invite people to hang with me all day. I don't want people around me all day. I need to do my work. You know what I mean? Like when I'm
okay. Now here's another way this is gonna go on. Then
all right.
You could have came to me and said, Tommy, look, I know we were talking about going to Blizzard Brawl together, and if you want to drive up separate, I'll still be there. But I've got stuff to do during the day, and it's going to take all day, and I need to just take care of it on my own. Okay, fine. You've acknowledged that we were supposed to go, but things have changed. We could still possibly get together and do it if I'm willing to go and make the drive myself. Options have been given, an invitation has been made. This isn't this. You just shit all over the whole thing. You just let the whole thing just go to pot. I mean, seriously. I mean,
I was working.
Admit it. I mean, I want you to admit it.
I was working.
Then say it. Then let me know. Say, look, I'm. I got to work. It's not going to be I'm not going to just go to the show. I got to work.
Well, pretty much every show I go to, I'm working.
Well.
I don't go to these things for pure fun.
Okay, all right. So if you were so against this in the first place, then why did we even get? Why were these plans even made? In the
I didn't
first
know I
place?
was going to be working it. I really didn't.
Okay, then again,
And then the Waukesha Patch gave me a bunch of other stuff to do. So I said, all right, I'll go up there and I'll do it.
okay. So then in that scenario, then you come back and say, "Look, I am going to Blizzard Brawl, but I got to work the thing." So and then you're just you're still acknowledging that we've had a conversation about this, that this was a plan.
Well, it wasn't really a plan. We mentioned it, and I honestly didn't think you wanted to go.
Well, all I'm saying at this point is just take this as a lesson that you can learn and go forth from there.
Yeah.
Lily is inside the 1 hour tease box.
Lily's in the box.
Lily's in the
Lily's
box.
showing more love.
So when my new mattress came yesterday, it comes, rolled up in a big giant box. And my cat loves any box that comes into this house. She's got to get inside of it, as you can see right now, as she's sitting next to John in a 1 hour tease box. So I pulled the mattress out, and then it dawned on me. She's looking at the box, and then it hit me. I'm like, this is the biggest box she's ever seen in her life.
Yeah, it's like a
I mean,
mansion.
yeah, it is. I mean, and she just went inside and just like could not get out of it. And then she was standing on top of it, and it was kind of wobbly. And then she tipped the thing over. I mean, it was very cute. It was just like but
Well, I like how she jumped into this one, though.
yeah, no, I'm telling you, every box that comes into this place, she has to get in it right away and sample it. No box will go on.
She gave this one a favorable. It's a thumbs up.
Uh-oh. Well, we have someone at the door.
Pause.
Well, we'll keep this going. Hang on.
Keep it going live.
Well, we might have a guest. Who knows? Let's see.
Is this a surprise, or did you?
No, I don't know anything.
Nobody?
It's a package.
Oh. Well, that was kind of a letdown, folks.
But see, that's the fun spontaneity of the show.
That people get to see us do absolutely nothing.
When we, yeah, episode 50.
Stay tuned. We might get a phone call and a hang up. That'd be exciting.
Well, at this point, we'll take what we can
The
get.
3 viewers we still have left are now gone. They're watching PBS.
So, well, 50 episodes, John. 50 episodes. I think it's been fun. I do look forward to 50 more. You've managed to somehow maintain at least a acceptable status with the committee in all this time. You have been responsible for several very big guests, although none shone quite as bright as when we had Sir Sean Connery on the show. But
well, you've added a little bit to the show too. I'll give you a little credit for that.
So yeah. So
but mostly thanks to everyone for putting up with us.
Yeah, really, and the people too. The guests we've had have been. We got to say thank you to all of them too, because they've been so gracious to us. I mean, just even in this moment here with Lisa and Al, signing that picture and everything.
Yeah, we're not the biggest podcast in the world, but especially because we were just starting, and for them to give us their time, and all of them gave us a nice chunk of time.
Yes, and you can attest that I would say almost every single person we've interviewed has, within minutes of the interview, if not within the next day, sent us a message telling us how much they enjoyed it and that they really liked it a lot, and and have also become listeners now too. So yes. And it's nice to know that it made somebody's day. And I've heard some people who have heard some of the shows and really were intrigued by some of the guests and everything. And so it's like you said, it's not the biggest podcast in the world. It's one of a million out there, but I feel like, we've gotten to do some good stuff, and
we've enjoyed it.
yes, and we're being joined by Lily. Nope, don't you bite.
And it's expanded our world. We've
It
learned
is.
stuff. We've made new friends.
Yeah.
How else would we have? You wouldn't have ever talking. You wouldn't have talked to an Olympian in Australia. We wouldn't have talked to a musician in California.
We wouldn't have gotten to have dinner with Lisa Prati at an Al Snow comedy show. I mean, it's like, yeah, the things that have
Thank
come
you,
about.
David Vox Mullen.
We've been, we went to the roller derby together. We've been to, all sorts of different events and stuff. And we've gone to see, Regan Lydale Reagan Lydale have her first match at Freelance together and have her on the show. And, just all sorts of stuff that's forced us to kind of get out there and do stuff and talk to new people. And so it's good for me. It's good for me mentally. I like it. So
it's it's okay for me.
Yeah.
I'm all right with it.
Well, I
Don't
think
drink out of my water, honey.
Yeah, Lily is she's a very social cat.
Oh, I don't mind. I
But
like the
yeah,
cat. I
she-
just didn't want her drinking out of my water.
Yeah, she'll do that.
But I don't know if she would have got it. It's pretty low in the cup. So. Anyway.
Well, with that being said, on that exciting high note,
Oh, well, maybe we could get another knock at the door because that was thrilling.
John,
Yes.
if somebody wanted to congratulate you on 50 episodes of the Johngy or Else podcast,
847-3. Oh, I'm sorry. What? JohnG'sBeat.com. Johngy's Beat all over social media. The Johngy or Else podcast on YouTube, on Spotify. The Johngy or Else podcast on Facebook, and the Johngy or Else t-shirts, merchandise in the Johngy's Beat store in Pro Wrestling Tees. But where could they find Tommy Else?
well, see, you did me a favor there because you actually covered
I stole it.
more of the stuff than you usually do. So
I
that's
know.
good. I'm glad.
Picking up slack.
Well, you can find me on the twit at Tommy_else. You can certainly find me on the gram at Tommy_else. And aside from my YouTube channel, on the tube, you have Tommy Else. I think John named the rest of them.
And if you want any of his wonderful, wonderful taco salads, just give him a call. He'll make it and deliver it to you.
Or you can visit our YouTube page and see how it's made and make one yourself.
No, just have him do it.
And
He's got
subscribe.
he's got
And you can
nothing else to do.
subscribe. We need people out there we know people are watching. We're certainly seeing all the views, but hit that subscribe button because we are putting things on there that aren't always announced and are relevant to the show.
Yeah,
So-
how are we getting hundreds of views if we only have 20 subscribers? People need to subscribe. You don't want to
Right.
miss a second of this thrilling stuff.
Right. So as soon as
I subscribed and I'm on the show.
as soon as it uploads, it's like you'll get a notification and be like, oh my God, there's something new on the Johngy or Else podcast YouTube channel. And then you can just drop what you're doing and go right to it.
Or as Al Snow says, it makes things inside me curl up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 50 episodes. I know 50 might not be the biggest number for some people, but that's 50 episodes of us somehow making this work, and it's an accomplishment.
What do you think the odds are of us hitting 100?
100%.
Oh, I was going to give it about 12, but okay.
No. Well, I'll do it without you if I have to.
Then it's not the John's Your Own podcast, you clod.
Dude, I can just get a cardboard cutout of you and stick it up on
Yeah, you can
on a
stick it
Zoom.
up, all right.
All right, everybody. Thank you again.
We love you.
As always, I've been who else but Tommy Else. And with me, as always, is the man on the beat from JohnG'sBeat.com, Mr. John Robleski.